in regular, like in conventional agriculture, each year, like after the harvest, the place gets a little bit worse than it was before. This always taking a step back to move forward. It's, I don't know how to put it, but it kills the spirit of a farmer because we don't see it moving ahead. When we see a place that is improving, we have this biophilia, which is, I guess, is more complex than the concept of biophilia, but we really feel a pleasure when we start working with the complexity of life and life forms, and we see year after year, like the place prospering.
We arrived here in the end of 2021. We were invited by Amadeco to come here and implement some syntropic fields. We came first to stay just for a couple of months, but in the end we stayed longer because we were kind of inspired by all the ecological and sociological challenges that we found here. And we wanted to see how this kind of agriculture could help find new solutions.
One thing that called our attention was these beautiful dry walls that are pretty common and traditional here in this region. And it was a motivation because these lands are kind of framed with these walls. We could think on different designs based on different approaches and objectives. Also inspired us to unleash this potential of beauty this kind of agriculture can bring, to see people getting used to schemes and designs that resemble the form and dynamics of a Mediterranean forest. This region here has some particularities. The soil is degraded as many other agricultural lands, but also here humidity increased a lot. Combined with the degradation, it brings lots of diseases.
Yeah. When we arrived in the region, just to see the landscape, all these olives still trying to survive, the ecosystem is in a limit. But at the same time, you still see the possibility. Because where there is biomass, where there is something growing, there is hope to start all over again.
I mean, we don't want to look at the diseases, we don't want to focus on them, we want to focus in making the whole ecosystem stronger. We need to build structural health, which is only achieved with biodiversity, with a thriving community of plants and animals.
By bringing this new perspective, it can be a solution, one of many solutions. We want to show how it's possible to restoring the ecosystem and at the same time doing our agriculture. It has to work agronomically, ecologically, but also socially.
We all think and we all eat, so we all should be philosophers and farmers at some extent.
The paradigm of competition, it just doesn't help us to explain what we see happening here with all those plants growing together and helping each other in this process.
Start working in favor of life, and the result of our intervention with the ecosystems result in the accumulation of more life, as any other life does on this planet. Again, we are welcomed back in this divine laws of the ecosystem. What I expect to see here in the future is a Mediterranean-like forest, including the olives, including stone fruits that are part of this ecosystem, and other fruit trees that were welcomed in this ecosystem, like the citrus. And all this organism working in the dynamics of this Mediterranean forest.